Donald Trump, as I mentioned yesterday, just as it was kind of breaking news, has been indicted. A federal grand jury indicted Donald Trump for his mishandling of classified documents and obstruction, and all the details we'll get into in just a moment. I do want to say quickly before we dive into any details, because literally as I'm clicking record, all of a sudden, boom, the indictment gets unsealed, and every single few minutes you're going to see more information coming out of this story about the details of the indictment and all of that. I just at some point got to click record and go ahead and cover what we know as of now, and that's what I'll do. I'll likely miss things because of how much is breaking, how much new information there is to comb through. Anything that I miss, I'll get to tomorrow, and there really is so much evidence being brought forward in this now unsealed indictment out of Jack Smith's investigation into Trump's mishandling of classified documents, obstruction, lying to federal authorities, all these different things. Take a look at this from Politico. The Justice Department unseals 37 count indictment against Trump. A federal indictment unsealed Friday charges former President Donald Trump with 37 felony counts stemming from an investigation into the presence of a trove of classified information at his Florida estate and other locations after he left office. The documents stored at Trump's Mar-a-Lago estate include information about U.S. nuclear programs, defense capabilities of the U.S. in foreign countries, and potential vulnerabilities to military attacks, the indictment alleges. The charging document indicates that on at least 2 occasions, Trump showed classified records to visitors without security clearances at his Bedminster, New Jersey club. Trump is facing 31 counts of willful retention of classified records, as well as several counts related to his alleged effort to obstruct the investigation. So the sheer magnitude of both the, I should say, severity of the things being alleged here, how damaging to the security of our country and sensitive material relating to our country, our national defense information and all of that. Very, very severe, very important. He's held accountable for it. And also the magnitude of the evidence being brought forward. You can go find the unsealed indictment yourself. Pretty stunning photographs, audio recordings. We'll get to some information on that. One of the photographs was boxes of these documents just sitting in a ballroom, on a ballroom stage. I mean, available for anyone to go up there and not that this was happening, but it could be in theory available for anyone to get their hands on if they so wanted to. Really terrifying. Our secrets, as you saw there. We'll look at one other bit of reporting on this particular kind of headline news. This is from the LA Times. Former President Trump was indicted on 37 charges, including 31 counts of violations of the Espionage Act as part of Special Counsel Jack Smith's investigation into the mishandling of classified documents from the Trump White House. The 49-page indictment released Friday by the Department of Justice details that Trump stored boxes containing classified documents in various Mar-a-Lago locations, including a ballroom, a bathroom and shower, his office, his bedroom, and a storage room. According to the indictment, among the classified and top secret records were details on foreign nations' nuclear capabilities, as well as in some of what we already read there. So it's important to always note, it's not just about the sensitive material he had and was handling very irresponsibly. It's also about the way that after he knew federal authorities wanted those documents, wanted that material, he had the documents and he had the knowledge that he had the documents, right? He was aware of exactly what they were looking for. He intentionally obstructed their investigation and their ability to get their hands on that sensitive material. Then another bit of news on this from just recently. This is from Business Insider. 2 of Donald Trump's lawyers announced that they've resigned just hours after the former president said he's been indicted by the Justice Department in a classified documents case. In a joint statement on Friday, attorneys Jim Trusty and John Rowley said they've stepped down from representing him. Quote, "This morning we tendered our resignations as counsel to President Trump, and we will no longer represent him on either the indicted case or the January 6th investigation," they wrote. And I'll show you Jim Trusty, one of the individuals there, now former lawyer of Trump. Before he was a former lawyer, when he was still Trump's lawyer, right as this news was breaking, sharing some information about this indictment.
Do you have a copy of this indictment?
No, we haven't been provided with the indictment yet. What we have right now is essentially a summons, which is a replacement for a warrant, right? Normally, indictments are accompanied by a warrant where there's an arrest. Here we've received a summons from the Department of Justice asking us to be at the courthouse Tuesday at 3 o'clock.
And does it say how many charges there are against your client?
Again, it doesn't perfectly mirror an indictment, but it does have some language in it that suggests what the...
And this is, of course, before we got the news, or before we got access to the unsealed indictment.
7 charges would be. Not 100% clear that all of those are separate charges, but they basically break out from an Espionage Act charge, which is ludicrous under the facts of this case, and
False.
I can certainly explain it, and several obstruction-based type charges, and then false statement charges, which are actually, again, kind of a crazy stretch just from the facts as we know it. So there's a lot to pick.
Of course, he was serving as Trump's lawyer there, and that's where his bias comes in. And then one thing that CNN has been reporting on that is really wild, as I said, audio recordings, text messages in the batch of information and evidence that this investigation has uncovered, photographs, and the audio recording part of this. This is from CNN. Former President Donald Trump acknowledged on tape in a 2021 meeting that he had retained secret military information that he had not declassified, according to a transcript of the audio recording obtained by CNN. Quote, and this is Trump speaking on this recording. As president, I could have declassified, but now I can't. CNN obtained a transcript of a portion of the meeting where Trump is discussing a classified Pentagon document about attacking Iran, as we've previously covered. In the audio recording, which CNN previously reported was obtained by prosecutors, Trump says that he did not declassify the document he's referring, according to the transcript. And this is one part that you can totally imagine Trump doing, even though it's very dangerous with people who didn't have security clearance. He would be sharing with them classified information, and that's just one of the many aspects of this investigation. And then lastly, one of Trump's aides, who also has been indicted, this is Walt Nauta, I should say, an aide to Donald Trump, and this is NBC News reporting, has been indicted on federal criminal charges connected to the former president's alleged mishandling of classified documents, Trump said Friday. And I was reading that Walt Nauta got the opportunity to flip on Trump to assist in the investigation by providing information, because he was a part of this obstruction of moving around documents and all of that on behalf of Trump, and he decided not to flip on Trump, and now he's been indicted himself. History is what we're witnessing right now. Trump's being held accountable. A lot of what today's show is going to be focused on, as we're about to get into for our full show viewers, if you're a YouTube segment viewer, catch these clips on the YouTube channel, is the reaction from a lot of those on the right to this. And we're going to hear all of the normal talking points, whataboutisms about Biden, even though he did nothing like this, and constant downplaying about the significance of what is going on here. And just know, as I'm sure you do, as you hear those talking points, this is serious, and it's not political interference. It's not, as Trump will call it, election interference. It is finally, in this country, even though this hasn't happened many times in the past, a powerful person who broke the law being held accountable for that. And that's exactly what you should have in a country where no one's above the law, where you have, say it with me as the right wingers used to, law and order. Thank you so much for watching. If you want to be a part of what makes this show possible, plus get access to the full video version of the show hours before all the clips are able to be uploaded to the YouTube channel, plus get the bonus show on the weekends, you can do so by going to lukebeasleyshow.com/membership. That's lukebeasleyshow.com/membership, and there's a link in the description.